I need assets to the compound, specifically medical. We have several victims down.
Terror and tragedy at the Gilroy Garlic Festival.
Didn't look at us, didn't say a word, didn't make any noise at all. He just started shooting.
And I saw people falling down, kids falling down.
And the search for a second suspect continues this morning.
Live breaking news from KION News Channel 546.
Time now is 6:30. At least 3 people were killed when a gunman opened fire at the Gilroy Garlic Festival yesterday. A 6-year-old boy among those who died. The gunman is also dead. You are looking at a live picture from the Christmas Hill Park area this morning. Over a dozen others were injured, some still in the hospital this morning, and police now searching for a possible second suspect. Gilroy police say the shooter was armed with an assault-style rifle. He made his way through a creek bed that runs along Christmas Hill Park. He then cut a hole in a fence to get in, just as the festival was wrapping up its 3-day run. Here are the 3 things you should know this morning. The manhunt for that possible second suspect continues. The crime scene at Christmas Hill Park remains closed this morning, and it will be for several more hours. And police would like to hear from eyewitnesses. Our Victor Guzman has been in Gilroy throughout the night, and he has been following the story. And Victor, what can you tell us now?
Well, Barry, the concern at this point is for anyone who is still receiving treatment after everything that happened yesterday. Meanwhile, Gilroy police are still trying to determine why that gunman opened fire here at Christmas Hill Park, killing 3, as you said, including that 6-year-old boy. The deadly shooting in Gilroy on Sunday night left at least 4 people dead, the sound of gunfire sending people scrambling to escape from Christmas Hill Park.
I was gonna go get a drink, like I was right in the middle where Gourmet Alley is, and I just hear like these sounds, they sound like firecrackers. And then they started like more of that sound kept coming.
Officers were in that area and engaged the suspect in less than a minute. The suspect was shot and killed.
Gilroy police say the suspect was armed with some type of rifle when he started shooting. Police also said the suspect entered through a barrier along the perimeter in order to avoid metal detectors at the event. Ty, who you see here, was at the Garlic Festival when the shooting happened. He says during his attempt to run away from harm, he lost contact with his mother.
I tried getting a hold of her. She didn't answer a couple times. I was scared. And then finally she answered her phone. And then I found out that she was hiding.
Meanwhile, some witnesses reported seeing some of the more than a dozen people being shot.
Her leg was shot here, her whole calf was blown out. He was shot 2 times in the thigh, he was shot in the arm. They were bleeding profusely.
A motive for the shooting has not yet been determined. Police spent hours afterward investigating the scene and the possibility of a second suspect being on the loose nearby. Meanwhile, those who were at the festival question why the gunman opened fire.
To have seen this event end this way, this day, is just one of the most tragic and sad things that I've ever had to see.
And those who were hurt in this shooting were sent to various Bay Area hospitals for treatment, and the most recent count for that is 12. Initially, we had 15 injured as a result of this shooting, but 12 is what the city and what police have updated us with at this time. Barry, back to you.
All right, Victor, before you go, what do we know about this second suspect? Was this a second shooter, an accomplice? Do we know what the role was?
Barry, police are actually looking into both of those scenarios, whether the second apparent suspect was a shooter in this situation or whether that person was, as you said, an accomplice or played some form of supporting role in this whole situation. Now, the investigation at this point is still fluid as police are still here this morning at Christmas Hill Park, which is actually right behind me. Now, they are expected to have an update for us at around 10 this morning. We'll be here for that, and we'll be here throughout the day providing updates as they become available. Barry, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Victor. Now, Gilroy police are asking anyone who was a witness, especially those who have video or photos, to give them a call. And we're going to show you the number for their tip line on your screen. Call them at area code 408-846-0583. Of course, a major priority is getting families back together and confirming everyone's safety. You can inquire about your loved ones by calling the number you see on your screen there. The reunification site also remains active this morning. That's at Gavilan College at 5055 Santa Teresa Boulevard. New video this morning shows a group joining hands in prayer after the shooting. The story was quick to gain national attention. California Democrat U.S. Senator Kamala Harris sent out this tweet last night with, quote, "Simply horrific. I'm grateful to the first responders who were on the scene in Gilroy, and my thoughts are with that community tonight. Our country has a gun violence epidemic that we cannot tolerate." California Governor Gavin Newsom also tweeted, "This is nothing short of horrific. Tonight, California stands with the community of Gilroy. My office is monitoring the situation closely, grateful for the law enforcement's efforts and their continued work as this situation develops." Now, as always, you can stay informed of any new developments when you download the KION News app and sign up for breaking news alerts. You can also visit us any time of day online at KION546.com. Time now for a look at our weather, and our Weather Authority meteorologist Erica Lopez is here with perhaps some relief from the heat. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Barry.
All right, Erica, thank you. It is 6:38 now on this Monday morning, and happening today, CAL FIRE will be conducting a prescribed burn on private property. This will be in the Gavilan Range east of Salinas. They plan to burn 367 acres. Smoke from the fire will be visible in Hollister, the Santa Clara Valley, Salinas Valley, and throughout San Benito County. CAL FIRE says they want to reintroduce fire to the ecosystem, and that will eliminate fuel by reducing brush and woody debris. Now, this comes one day after at least one home was damaged by a brush fire that scorched over 100 acres in Chino Hills. Firefighters say it could grow to at least 200 acres. No evacuations have been ordered. No injuries have been reported. The fire is called the Star Fire. It began Sunday afternoon, and officials say containment is now at 55%. Things should get back to normal at a Taylor Farms facility in Salinas, this one on Hanson Street. About midday Sunday, dozens of employees had to evacuate due to an ammonia leak. Crews were working on a valve when it broke and the ammonia escaped. It's highly toxic, even deadly. Salinas Fire, a hazmat team, and other local agencies responded. Officials say no one was hurt. It is 6:39. We have an update now to a story that first began as a missing persons case. Kim Gordon, the Scottish man who apparently staged his disappearance at Big Sur last February, is in a Colorado jail this morning awaiting extradition to Scotland. Gordon also goes by the name of Kim Vincent Avis. He was arrested by U.S. Marshals on Friday in Colorado Springs. He's charged with 24 counts of sexual abuse in Scotland. He was out on bail when he was reported missing in Monterey County, and the Monterey County Sheriff's Office says that Avis was found in part thanks to a tip developed at the time he disappeared.
We started working with U.S. Marshal Service, Interpol, and Scottish authorities to secure an arrest and extradition warrant for Avis, a newer white van which was sighted in the Big Sur area of Monterey. That helped lead authorities to a location in Colorado Springs.
The Sheriff's Office says that it is unlikely that Avis will face any local charges, as his alleged crimes in Scotland carry a much heavier sentence. Avis is expected to be extradited within the week. Meanwhile, Salinas police are investigating a rollover accident that injured two people. This happened yesterday on South Main Street near the Nob Hill Shopping Center. Police say the car hit a water main and then several parked cars before rolling over. The driver and a passenger were injured. A dog that was riding in the car was killed. 6:41, witnesses from yesterday's deadly shooting recount their story this morning.
I thought I was gonna die.
He started very quiet, you know.
We're going to hear from those festival goers for the first time this morning as our continuing coverage continues on Wake Up. This is a live picture from the scene now, Christmas Hill Park. As you can see, the FBI has now joined the investigation. You see their letters on the back of that windbreaker. We'll be back with the very latest after this time out.
Good morning, welcome back.
All right, Erica, thank you.
I thought I was gonna die.
Why did you think that?
That is eyewitness account from the Gilroy Garlic Festival, the scene of yesterday's deadly shooting. That is a 7-year-old boy who hid under a table until the scene was cleared. Police say that multiple witnesses have reported seeing a second suspect. That launched an overnight manhunt that is still underway this morning. Now, here are the numbers, the latest information that we have to pass on to you. We understand that 3 people were killed. The suspect is also dead. 15 people were initially listed as injured. That number has been revised now to 12. This woman, one of the eyewitnesses who saw the gunman.
When we were just stepped out and we're like, fireworks? That's weird. Turned to look, and the guy wasn't looking at us, but he had his rifle down and he was sticking something in it, you know, like a clip. And then he just started turning around, just shooting and walking towards our tent. And then we ran. When he started, very quiet. You know, all I heard is, one shot. Then we looked over and thinking, what the heck? And he was so close that he just put in the thing and then walked to the left of us and just, So if we would have said a word or got scared, he would have shot us, no doubt.
Now you can find more witness reaction from the shooting online at KION546.com. Meanwhile, video like this is being posted on social media. It's been pouring in overnight. Video showing the chaos that erupted after those shots were fired at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. In other news this morning, age is just a number. You've heard that, but if you'd like proof, say hello to an 89-year-old woman who just climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
How does it feel? It's something else. There's something else.
89-year-old Ann Lorimer got a homecoming celebration at the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Late last week, she was home after becoming the oldest woman to climb Kilimanjaro. The former university instructor completed that climb in just 9 days.
There was a point when I really was concerned because I fell before I started up the mountain and I had great pain on my side and I couldn't take deep breaths. And I was afraid that if I couldn't keep oxygenated enough, I couldn't go.
Well, despite that early stumble, Lorimer did indeed go on and completed the climb. It's something she did 4 years ago when she was the young age of 85. No word yet on whether or not she plans to make a third trip up the mountain.
Wow.
I see stories like that, and I immediately feel inadequate.
I know. She's probably going to accomplish more in her lifetime than mine.
What have you done, Barry?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a lot more news coming up, including updates on the shooting at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. That is straight ahead after this timeout. You're watching Wake Up.
Breaking news from KION News Channel 546.
This is a live picture from Gilroy and Christmas Hill Park, where police and now FBI are investigating Sunday's deadly shooting at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. A 6-year-old boy is among those who died. The gunman is also dead, and multiple sources are identifying the shooter this morning. He's been identified by police as Santino William Ligan. Now, the search continues, meanwhile, for a possible second suspect in yesterday's fatal shootings. Gilroy police say that 4 people, including the 6-year-old boy and suspected shooter, are dead. 15 others are injured. According to police, the shooter had an assault-style rifle. Now, our Victor Guzman has been there all night. He joins us with the latest developments. Victor, good morning.
Good morning, Barry. And as you said, that latest development is that the suspected gunman, the deceased suspected gunman, has been identified as 19-year-old Santino William Ligan. We are still trying to get more information about more of where this suspect came from. But as far as the weapon is concerned in itself, he was able to apparently bring it into the festival, avoiding the metal detectors by going through a creek here along Christmas Hill Park. Now, the manhunt, again, like you said, is still on for that possible second suspect that witnesses said was around here when the shooting took place. However, police are still trying to determine that suspect's role, whether they played a supportive role or whether they played a role in which they were actually shooting alongside, again, that 19-year-old Santino William Ligan, deceased gunman who, again, has been identified as the deceased gunman in this incident. Now, we're still, another update to the total of those that were injured. That updated number has been listed at 12, at least according to a post by the city and by the police department. Again, still 4 dead. 3 of which, or 1 of the 4 was the 6-year-old boy, and then the other individual was, again, that deceased gunman, the 19-year-old Santino William Ligon. We will be there at the press conference later this morning, scheduled for 10 o'clock. That will be put on by the Gilroy Police Department. We'll provide updates throughout the day and have our live stream up at that time as well. Barry, back to you.
All right, Victor, thank you very much. We will also carry that press conference live at 10 here at KION. Now, Gilroy police are asking anyone who was a witness, especially those with video or photos, to give them a call. You can see their tip line number there on your screen. As always, you can stay informed of any new developments when you download the KION News app and get breaking news alerts sent right to you. You can also visit us online any time of day at KION546.com. It's weather time now. Thank you for starting your morning with us. A reminder, at 10 o'clock this morning, Gilroy Police will have a press conference regarding the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting. We'll be carrying that live here at KION, also streaming live at KION546.com. This is a live picture of Christmas Hill Park. The FBI has joined the investigation. And again, we'll have updates and that live coverage at 10. Up next, CBS This Morning.